Okay, let's get started. I'm not sure when will the rest of the class be back, but it's more than 5 minutes. So we just discussed KPIs and measurement with AI. KPIs is, like I said, the most important thing to be aware of, to discuss whenever you're starting with a campaign, a marketing campaign. And the next, the important term, as I mentioned, is ROI, and determining what is the AI ROI beyond revenue, and not just the traditional return on investment. So you all know of ROI. I think it's a very popular concept, but I want to make sure you guys know about ROI. Any hands? So ROI is the return on investment when you are allocated a budget. Let's say somebody said you've got $50,000, and within this you have to plan your campaigns. But you have to really show them that the amount that you invested, you've got some returns out of the ROI. Some returns out of the project, and that is called your ROI. And now the definition of ROI has really changed from just being traditional to like reducing costs, increasing the revenue, saving time, efficiency core, to actually adding emotional dimensions into the ROI. And let me explain why emotional ROI matters and how to measure it. So internal emotional ROI is when marketing teams implement AI effectively. Several things happen beyond efficiency gains. Team satisfaction increases because people spend more time on quality work and spend less time on the routine tasks which might frustrate them. And teams report 40% more higher job satisfaction after implementing AI workflows as per their emotional ROI. There's a decrease in burnout because AI handles the repetitive tasks and deadline-driven work, and also and it provides good feedback and suggestions, and there's opportunities for learning and growth because AI can provide immediate feedback and suggestions. And apart from that, you've got brand relationship depth, which increases when AI. Coming to external emotional ROI, which basically starts with your trust, the trust that you develop with your customers, the connection you are developing, and often improve when market changes, when landscape changes, what's happening new in the news, what is being launched, and based on that you consistently want to change your emotional connect that you have with the AI. And meaningful touch points, community, belonging, sense of community and belonging can be fostered when AI helps identify. Um, it helps identify the inefficiencies in the system, and helps you connect better. So why this matters? Why emotional value matters? Can somebody make a case that why should company really put time and efforts in achieving emotional value and not just the financial traditional ROI? It's not just profit, it's also people and planet. Do you guys know of the term 3P, the triple bottom line? So traditionally the bottom line is profit. Everything happens for profit. But now from this simple single bottom line, it's turning to triple bottom line. It's called 3P, which is people, planet and profit. So you don't just think of your company profit, you think of the people inside your company, people who are your stakeholders, people who are your customers, people who live nearby, your community, your planet, how much are you helping the planet and hopefully not damaging it, and finally also most importantly profit. So anybody would like to make a case, any argument, why emotional value, why should company invest in emotional value and not just traditional ROI? Any thoughts? Why is it important for you that a company invests in you? Let's say you're working at a place, you really want the company to consider, am I making my employees feel good? Am I providing them a good work environment? What about the work culture? Is it too stressful for them? and is that being handled well? Does that count as emotional value to the customers? Any thoughts? Okay, well that does, and it counts as emotional value to your customers, for your employees, the people who work for you, and in order to maintain good talent, you have to ensure that you provide a good work culture for the people, and that is one of the internal ROI that you get using AI, because you're automating the routine tasks and you're putting the people to work on good things that they find interesting. How do you really measure this emotional ROI? And what are some of the indicators? How do you know you're doing great? First, just check with your customers, identify the sentiment analysis score of the customers, the reviews they give you, the feedback they give you, and you can assess the feedback. You can see how the sentiment overall is about the product, about the service, about the company. You can go with the brand affinity metrics that measure how strongly customers feel connected to your brand beyond just the product and purchase that they're doing with it. You can identify the relationship depth of the which is basically the engagement that you have, particularly measuring whether team, like how many touch points customers really engage with, how long do they stay connected with your product, and how often they proactively reach out. So that is your relationship depth measurement. And in long-term value indicators, you've got customer lifetime value growth, which is to kind of ensure that the customer lifetime value growth that can be attributed to emotional connection and the enthusiasm level, not just product improvements, is the brand advocacy rates, how often customers recommend your brand to their friends and peers and family, what's the word of mouth score basically, and what's the employee retention improvement, particularly among high performing employees, because you really want to keep them, you want them to be working for you. And innovation output increase, of course, because you're really spending time in being creative, and less bogged down by routine tasks and deadlines and submissions that you have to do, monthly, quarterly reports, things like that. So some tips: start simple, pick 2-3 emotional metrics that align with your business goals, establish a baseline before implementing AI so you can measure change. Use both quantitative data, the one that come from your survey scores, retention rates, and qualitative feedback, interview insights, and open-ended responses from reviews, feedback, Google reviews, and things like that. Track leading indicators that predict lagging, and try to work on those. And remember, emotional ROI often takes longer to achieve than efficiency ROI, but it typically has more lasting impact on business results. Awesome. And I really want to talk about some personalization use cases, because you will see this very often in the projects that you work on at different companies. Personalization use cases is how can you add more depth to the content which you're using to reach out to people. And it has really evolved beyond inserting just the name in the email, and let's see how to do it. Starting with dynamic web and email content. So modern personalization engines can change every element of a customer's experience in real time based on their behavior, interaction, preferences, predicted needs. For example, email personalization can now include not just a standard email, but a tone that you want to send out. Do you want the message to be formal? Do you want the message to be casual? The timing optimization, when is the best time to reach out to the customers? Each person is most likely to engage, and even subject line generation based on what historically works for similar customers. So that can now be a part of email optimization. Now, for example, In you might have noticed in your community, in your location area, people like to be a little less formal in their conversations, and they want it to be casual, and they really want the product to be introduced to them in a free way, in a free tone, not really go into the very details. But in some other cultures, in some other countries, some people like to be straightforward, and they don't want to use a language like which sounds too delicate or like not so up to the point. You can change the tonality of your email in real time based on the location that you're trying to reach, location of your customer. So like the picture there is, you can cook exactly what you want, you can put the ingredients, you can set the heat, you can do your eggs the way you like. So that is what personalization is. You can do it as you want based on your clients. And individual send time optimization, which is to identify what is the best time to send out email to this customer. And there are some advanced applications like persona specific creative generation. Usually companies have their own customer personas, which is a customer of a particular type or different type could be the persona of the whole of your customer base. And it means creating different versions of ads, landing pages, and content for different customer segments, and then testing to see which combination works best. Micro segment marketing. Segment marketing campaigns target very specific customer groups, and not just millennials, but urban millennials with for example, you just don't want to go to send out an email to millennials, but you want to be specific about what type of millennials. Like they could be urban millennials with a graduate degrees, and they travel frequently, so you want to send a particular type of message to them because they're working, they're millennials, and they want to travel more. So what kind of features they want to look for when they're traveling, and if they are like a Gen Z and they are traveling, so they want to have a different type of fun when they are traveling. So basically putting that micro segmentation in your outreach. Also predictive journey orchestration that helps you anticipate what customers will need next. Right now they're at this stage, which paths they might take next, and what is the right content and touch points before they even ask. So you make sure you deliver them the things, and you don't make them ask every single detail to you, because that might make your customers feel like, oh, they don't really have all these services available. So you want to predict the customer journey and share information beforehand. Of course, AI powered content recommendation engines, not just like, oh, you might also like to buy products like this, but educational content, community connections, and experiences tailored to individual interests. So very important things to remember whenever you're trying to personalize your email, your content, because you will have to do this very often when you're in marketing, when you're working as a marketer, and even if not as a marketer, when you're trying to share about a product, you have to personalize it. Results, you would see increase in conversion rate, average order value, customer retention, and perhaps customer satisfaction scores as well. So increases significantly because people feel the brand understood them, the brand knows what they want, and they have what they need. Key insight: effective personalization feels helpful and not creepy. It anticipates customer needs rather than just tracking behavior. So don't make them feel like, oh, you're such a creepy marketer, you're getting all the information about them, and don't go like, oh, I've got all the information about you. No, you really want to be nice when you're reaching out using AI and really showing them that, okay, this is what you might need based on the consumers, and sound more helpful rather than creepy. Next up, we have a lot of AI marketing tools in the landscape, which you all should definitely explore when you go back. And we can just talk about some on a broader level a little bit. So understanding this ecosystem will help you choose the right tools for different needs, because you might find yourself working with not just one but 3-4 AI tools at a time. Starting with content generation tools. This is probably the most crowded space. Content generation, the purple bubbles that you see, and a lot of applications have come out that provide this service. You've got Claude, which is very good at long form content development, from nuanced content that requires context and consistency. It's particularly good for strategic documents, detailed analysis, and also content that needs to maintain a specific voice across multiple interactions. You've got ChatGPT, highly versatile tool, user-friendly, multimodality. It's great for content generation, but also brainstorming and creating general writing tasks. You have Jasper, built specifically for marketing teams, and of course HubSpot is great, which is not here. I just not trying to market that. And Jasper is also good in creating templates for common marketing content, types like ads, emails, social media posts, and things like that. Copy.ai, which focuses on short form copy, which is basically headlines, subject line emails, ad copywriting, conversion optimization features. And then you have got another set of tools, which is the analytics and insight tools, the green bubbles that you see. So analytics, these tools help you understand and predict customer behavior rather than creating just the content. Google Analytics 4, for example, includes AI features. I mean, they've got if anybody followed the Google I/O talk, which happened just last week, Google has launched a bunch of AI features in Gemini and other projects. And they've got a lot more than you possibly can imagine. You've got Tableau Einstein, you have, so these all help you with analytics, and of course HubSpot. And you've got personalization platforms like Adobe, Dynamically, Optimizely, which helps you combine A/B testing with AI-powered personalization to continuously optimize the experiences, remain on top of recommendations and checkout processes. So a key tool to look out for in the market, and there is always a bunch of tools that keep coming up. And how do you decide which tool to use? Like, how do you know which is the best? So there are a lot of things to consider when you are really deciding your tool. And first is the budget, because you will be allocated a particular budget by your company executives, and within the budget you have to identify what is the best tool which can provide the best value, which really resonates with your brand goals. Some tools are intuitive for non-technical users, while others require training or technical skills. And now let's look at the AI adoption roadmap. So how are you really going to adopt AI in your team, in your company, or in your personal work as well? So simple and straightforward. It starts with awareness. It starts with understanding the basics of AI, which I hope this session is helping you with, and to know the potential of AI, its applications, and how does that match with you. Second, of course, is skill acquisition. Go into the details of learning AI. Next up, focus on strategy. Create a particular goal of your outreach, of your plan, and work with that goal. Have a strategy in mind. Go on with full integration, integrate in different business needs, see which tool goes and what requirement, evaluate the performance, and make necessary adjustments, because you constantly have to see how is it performing, is it consistently giving you good data, is it deteriorating after a time. So making sure it is you're doing the required adjustments. Implementation, starting to implement AI in specific areas of our operations. continual improvement, and then future monitoring. So you have to keep working with AI. It's not like you give it a task and you think it's done. You have to stay in the process. The human AI loop has to remain. So at every step you have to keep figuring out, is it really meeting the requirements? What changes are required? Is it hallucinating? Is it the required personalization? Is the demographic change over the time? So keep all those things in mind in your AI adoption roadmap. And we have finally AI ethics and responsible use. Very important to understand AI ethics, because this will come up very often. You will not realize when you will get questioned on AI ethics and responsible use. So starting with data privacy, that's the first one. So marketers often have to work with customer data. They have to work with personalized data. They, as a marketer, you will find you will take some data of your company, existing company, you'll put it in a project which is an AI LLM, and if it's not a paid enterprise version, it can be future leveraged by the LLM company. So you're basically putting out the personal information of people in the hands of an external company, and your customers can get back to you on it. So data privacy is so much more important there. An ethical approach involves clear value exchange. You tell your customers what data are you leveraging for the analysis. You don't go creepy on them. You should start understanding how is the data collected and how is it benefiting you. Make sure you get the right consent from the users for using their personal information, or you're sharing them how are you using their content. Uh, Involve all those correction policies in place. Second up is AI bias, which is the algorithm bias. So AI systems can perpetuate or amplify existing use cases or existing biases in data. Now, they might prefer a particular demographic more over another demographic. So I'll give you an example. Recently, I asked ChatGPT to create image of an analyst who is working with AI technology. Now, to my surprise, ChatGPT created an image of a male analyst who was working in technology. Now, you might wonder why did it pick a male analyst instead of a female analyst? That is because a lot of data might say that majority of the analyst industry is male dominated. And now that is the bias that the AI would also carry with it. And whenever it is trying to create an image, it will create a male analyst rather than a female analyst. And then I had to go and specify that, oh, I want a female analyst in the image and not a male analyst. So these are some biases the algorithm will carry, not because they're not good algorithms, but because the data they are trained on carry the bias. Unfair representation of certain customer groups, and the best practice here is to ensure that you regularly audit the AI outputs, you train your data to avoid the demographic bias, use diverse training data, and test personalization across different customer segments. Then you've got job displacement, which isn't the great thing right now, but yeah, it requires human oversight. The AI tasks require human oversight, and keeping humans in decision loops is the best thing to make sure that you have the right human AI balance. Authenticity and brand voice. So what will happen is if everybody starts using AI for market content creation, all the competitors' products would look the same. So how do customers really differentiate on which one is the best, which resonates with them? And that is where your storytelling comes in, that is where your brand values come in, and you have to make sure that you're authentic with your content generation and you're giving the right values, because you want to create a brand identity and brand recognition, and your brand is not just a AI related content, but it's actually something real. And you're just using AI, it's not, your brand is not AI. And yeah, the best practice is to maintain the genuine brand voice, across your outreach channels. So these are some of the important AI ethics and responsible use cases, potential challenges, and proposed solutions. And I have this question for you all, which and I want this to be discussion. Jump in anybody's thoughts and inputs, and tell me, should brands always disclose when content is AI generated? Do you think it's a good idea, whenever you're creating an image or a video using AI, should brands really tell to the customers that this is an AI generated image, this is an AI generated video, and how would that really impact the customer's mindset? Would people like it that their email is not personalized by human and it's an AI? Or will they be excited about the fact that oh, they've got something really personal developed with a smart AI and there's got a creative element in it? So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Should brands disclose this?
I think that if it is an image or a video, they should say that it was AI generated. But if it's like an email, I don't think it's a good idea to do it with an AI.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Anybody else has thoughts? Should brands disclose the AI thing that they're using? What should be the level of transparency here with your customers? Should you disclose what data are you using about the customer to generate the insight? How will you as a customer feel when a product that you bought and the company tells you, oh, we've got so much data about you? Would that make you feel weird that, oh, this company is tracking me personally down? Or will that make you feel like, oh, this company knows exactly what I want? There's no right or wrong answer. It's like both the sides has its opinions. So I'm just trying to know what you will personally feel when that happens to you. Any thoughts? Anybody from the back? Anybody else has got any thoughts? So let's explore some different perspectives around here. So yes, it builds trust through transparency. When you clearly mention that you're using AI for particular use cases, your customers are able to trust you. They know only this is AI generated and rest is the actual output. That's the first one. Secondly, it allows customers to make informed decision. They know what kind of personalization has been used about them, and then it just makes the decision making easier for them. Next, it allows customers or it prevents potential backlash if in later point of times they discovered that, oh, AI was used for certain activities, and in future they'll come back to you and they'll be like, oh, this is wrong, and it prevents that backlash because they already know what is AI being used for. It sets some ethical precedent for the industry as well, like you're creating some good norms for the industry for ethical considerations. And yeah, the list goes on. It's got focus should be on value delivered rather than if it's AI generated or is it human generated. So many things happen around AI ethics, and we are a little short on time, so I will rush. I want to share this thought with you, which is so important to remember. AI doesn't replace marketers. You cannot replace whole of your marketing team with AI or AI agents. AI is here to augment them, to assist them, to enhance their capabilities, to reduce inefficiencies. So that is the role of AI. The role of AI is not to replace human marketers. This is one of the articles that I have written on modern marketer capability framework. What activities should require human expertise, what activities require AI augmentation. It is split into 3 parts: strategic thinking, narrative crafting, and human connection. So in development of strategy, what activities should be done clearly by the AI and where you can use, clearly by the humans, and where you can use AI to help with strategy development. And setting out the narrative for your customers, or your brand, how can you really separate the human and AI tasks and partnership, and finally human connection, empathetic understanding, relationship building, authenticity assessment, and all those things. So this is about the article that I've written, and happy to share the link of this as well. Okay, I had sent out 3 HBR articles to you guys on Friday. Did you guys receive that email, the 3 articles in the email? Anybody got a chance? Anybody saw an email from me with 3 HBR articles asking you all to read the articles before anybody got a chance to read it and is willing to share your thoughts about the articles? Okay, try to read as much you can, because the technology is ever changing and is changing every day. So you have to remain on top of it. For that, you have to read articles, websites, news, whatever you can to learn more. So I will skip that and directly jump to key use cases with AI tools. So you can divide the AI applications in 5 parts, starting with reporting and analysis. Turning raw data into insights and recommendation is the first and most widely used AI use case within the company, internally. And of course, the next step is communication, creating stakeholder messages and optimizing the messaging, crafting messages for different audiences, different stakeholders comes under communication. Copywriting and content creation, content generation and refinement has picked up speed like anything. Generating everything from email to strategic documents, it's all AI automated right now. Research is a very big area of AI, analyzing market trends and competitor strategies so that you stay on top of goals. Training and knowledge management, creating educational content, and answering team questions in real time. Yeah, these are the 5 main AI use cases with the AI tools basically. And important note here is that and after this I will show some specific real-time examples for marketing teams, and these aren't theoretical, these are actual company applications where people are leveraging AI to save hours of time and optimize their tasks. And as we go through each example, think about how similar is it to the current marketing industry standard, current marketing rules. Okay. So this is the first use case, which is KPI analysis, and this is one of the most valuable applications of AI that people really are interested in. And let me walk you through it and why is it so important. So traditionally, analyzing campaign performances would take a lot of time, a lot of hours and days to get a report, and marketer would download the data from one platform, collect a lot of data from different areas and identify trends, patterns, try to make associations and come up with some insights in their own understanding. And this was a very time consuming process. And how AI has changed this is that you upload all of this into a particular project, you specify the KPI based on which you want to do the analysis, and then you get structured insights, analyzes patterns, identifies outliers and presents findings in a format ready for audience review and different audiences. And of course, Claude is one good one good tool to do that, but that's not the only tool. And the quality of the output is definitely something that is so much better than when you yourself try to make it. And it creates good visualizations, ready to use reports, dashboards. So that's definitely one. And the impact is, of course, it is saving a lot of time per month, but it also is uncovering some missed insights. because it is very likely that a human marketer would miss out on an insight in real time, and but AI makes sure that it's capturing all those elements. And the best practice is be specific about your goal when you're asking it to analyze. Don't just dump the data and go like, oh, analyze the data. So give it a specific KPI that analyze it in terms of this. Analyze a particular demographic. Analyze what's the ROI. So be specific with your prompts that you're putting while you're giving the analysis. Ask it what's normal, what is going as per the trend, are we meeting the targets, what is unusual, and all those questions. Second up, you've got email optimization, which you would have heard so many times before and so many times already from me. This tool addresses one of the biggest challenges in email marketing, predicting how recipients will respond to your email, because that is so much more important. It's not just sending the email, it's making sure you've got click-through rates, making sure if you've got a tab in your email to like book meetings and people are actually booking meetings referring to your email, or they're signing up for a course or newsletter and whatever you're sharing it. So how it works, you analyze a draft email copy for engagement values, and then you flag phrases in the email that might reduce the response rates and consider alternative approaches. So that is how you do the email optimization. Common issues identified is that you might put a lot of so AI would throw all of the information in one email, and you don't want AI to like just be your complete one email to be your whole industry and insight, and you want to create specific emails for specific use cases. So one of the barriers with AI is that you specifically mention who you want. Make the subject line feature focused than benefit focused, and like these are some of the common outcomes that people have seen, and there's definitely impact. There is increase in you can see increase in email open rates, you can see increase in follow-up meetings booked or follow-up questions asked. So a big use case with email optimization. Next use case is A/B test. Experiment coaching, which is basically A/B testing, and here what you can do is review test plans for statistical validity, suggest structures, formulates this hypothesis, and ensure business alignment. Impact. Reduction in conclusive test results, which can often happen with normal A/B testing. Oh, sorry. More actionable insights per experiment and faster iteration cycles between tests, and content strategy finally, which we've already discussed. So it requires balancing multiple data sources and stakeholder needs to create a content which is trying to communicate to all types of stakeholders. Traditional content planning challenges. Okay, let's do some hands-on. Forget about that. And open your favorite LLM. Open ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever you really like. Open that tool. Open a new chat. Everybody's got their favorite chat LLM application open on their screen, desktops at the back. Okay, make groups of three, four, whatever you prefer, whatever people are around you, and take 10 minutes, let's target, and come up, and I will now show you some use cases, basically 5, and each one of the person picks a different use case. I'll give you one initial prompt, and you have to come up with 2 follow-up input prompts to add to the personalization of the output that you see from the first prompt. Okay, so we will, and these are the 5 scenarios. So each member of the group picks a different scenario, And I've got an input example for everyone, and pick whatever you like, and start with this, like compare Patagonia, Everlane and Reformation on pricing, target audience, key messaging and social media strategy. Now see what output is it delivering to you, and do you want to go specific on the audience? Do you want to go specific on the social media strategy, pricing? For example, if you pick the third one, and just take a look, pick your favorite scenario, and then I want each one person from each group to share the output share what you learned from the small exercise. What difference did you notice when you added to the personalization in your 2 prompts? Make sure you're creating at least 2 prompts to add to the personalization. And let's get started. So I will save 10 minutes. Pick your favorite scenario, discuss it internally what you found, and every one person from every team has to just stay where you are and share what you learned. Okay, let's go.